Well, it's the final straw for an unpopular green agenda policy when President Trump will sign an executive order to bring back plastic straws. Trump announcing the move on Truth Social while slamming the, quote, ridiculous Biden push for paper straws, which don't work. Back to plastic. Executive editor of ClimateDepot.com, Marc Morano, joins us now. Marc, it's Super Bowl weekend, but, you know, banning plastic straws in Marc Morano's world is like another Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, again, it is so refreshing to wake up in America where you don't have an unelected bureaucrat the night before decide to ban wood-fired pizza ovens, gas stoves, ceiling fans, regulations, and all. Instead, we have an elected leader reversing this nonsense. This was the ultimate virtue signal, the plastic straw ban. You go back to 2008, California threatening waiters with $1,000 fines if they offer. Since then, we know that paper straws take 450 years to recycle, have forever chemicals, and have higher carbon footprint than plastic straws. There's no science there for all this virtue signaling to even vaguely support. This is something that is popular, and it's something that scientifically makes sense. Bring back the plastic straws. No one wants that paper crap anymore.
I couldn't agree with you more. And that's such a great point. They virtue signaled, and all of these proposals they had didn't work, beginning with, and you know how I feel about the dishwasher situation. You know, they ruined our dishwashers with their stupid, environmental proposals, and now we have to run our dishwashers 3 times to get our glasses cleaned. It's insane. Now, the other thing you and I have been pounding the drum on are these ugly windmills off of the shores that are killing whales, they're killing birds, they're killing our national symbol, the eagles, decapitating them, hitting their wings. I mean, really torturous deaths that these birds are encountering. Talk to me about what Donald Trump is doing about the windmills and how he's brought Governor Murphy, who's been, approving all of these wind farms everywhere. Now he's been brought to his knees. Tell us about it.
Well, this is huge. First of all, we're talking about plastic. To make one wind turbine, it takes 45 tons of non-renewable plastic. Okay, that's going to blow away all your plastic straws in restaurants, just make a few windmills. What Donald Trump has done here, and again, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, this is environmental hero stuff. He's saving the whales. He's getting this blight off the landscape. Donald Trump's first 3 weeks in office, he is literally wiping out the entire offshore wind industry on the East Coast. Why? Because they're pulling the funding, they're pulling the permits, and they're exposing the fraud that wind power is somehow climate friendly. And even Governor Murphy of New Jersey, a staunch advocate who wanted this because he had to meet climate goals. By the way, climate goals have nothing to do with the climate. They're promoting an energy source that combined with solar aren't even 4%. So this has been a great thing to watch. Get these eyesores out, both left and right on the East Coast. I was in a protest with San Francisco liberals and East Coast liberals, along with conservatives and fishermen. They don't want these things. They're washing up debris on the beach. They want them gone. They're harming whales. More endangered whales are allowed to be killed by windmills than there are known there are species known. In other words, they're allowed to kill more than they're even known of an endangered species whale. So this has to stop. Donald Trump is stopping it.
So much for Save the Whales. Really fast. I don't have a lot of time, Marc, but what will happen to these windmills? So if the funding dries up and you're saying these windmills are not, recyclable, they're environmental disasters, what then?
Well, this is going to have to be decommissioned, and you're going to have a whole nother project to remove them from the oceans. And let's hope. I mean, that's going to be a whole expensive project in itself. But I'd much rather spend the money on that than on putting more of this boondoggle of wind out there.
All right, Marc Morano, thanks for joining us. Always good to have you.
Thank you,
More
Rachel.
Fox and Friends coming up.